What happens when justice wears a suit and racism wears a badge? Hands up, you. Damn fool. Don't move. What's a filthy dog like you doing so calmly in this neighborhood? Officer Logan Price bellowed, his face contorted with visible rage. Price was one of those patrolmen nobody wanted as a partner. Not out of fear, but out of sheer embarrassment. Greasy monkey. What's a guy in a suit doing on this block? Number Wall Street here, he muttered to himself, taking a swig from his coffee cup and spitting it out the window. The man he was watching stood calmly in front of a phone store, dark-skinned, yes, but impeccably dressed in a pressed blazer, expensive shoes, and holding a leather briefcase, speaking softly into his cell phone. For Logan, this composure was a profound provocation. They think they can just walk anywhere. Now, like they're regular people, he seethed, drawing his weapon, stepping out of his patrol car and walking directly toward the man. No warning, no request for ID, nothing. He raised his gun as if confronting a hardened criminal and screamed, his voice thick with prejudice. Hands up. Black man on the ground. The man looked up, surprised. He didn't drop. He didn't run. He simply lowered his phone slowly, his brow furrowed, his expression unmoving. Are you talking to me? Of course I'm talking to you, you bastard. Logan spat. What are you hiding? Huh? Drugs, a weapon. None of you are clean. Never. You're all the same. People on the street began to stop, some pulling out their cell phones. Murmurs rippled through the onlookers. A woman's voice cut through the air. What is that officer doing? He hasn't done anything. But Logan was lost in his own world. His finger on the trigger, his hatred inflamed, his voice spiraling out of control. Drop that briefcase, you piece of trash, or I'll fill you with lead. The man took a deep breath, still unmoving, and then spoke. His voice was deep, steady, as if silence itself obeyed his command. What if I told you that you've just made the biggest mistake of your life? Logan let out a mocking laugh. What if I told you I don't give a damn what some monkey in a tie says? He gripped his weapon with both hands, aiming directly at the center of the man's chest. The vein in his neck pulsed. Sweat beaded on his temples, but it wasn't fear. It was pure, unadulterated rage. You know what you are, huh? He spat, not lowering his weapon an inch. A plague, a goddamn pest that should have never left the cotton fields. You'll always be slaves. The man being targeted remained motionless. His jaw was still clenched, his gaze as firm as steel. Yet he uttered no sound. He just breathed deeply, repeatedly, as if counting down seconds. Logan raised his gun higher, now aiming between the man's eyebrows. What's wrong? Tongue now, huh? Logan took another step forward. I swear to God, if you make a single strange move, I'll put a bullet in your head. I don't give a damn who you are. To me, you're just another black man looking for trouble. And then the man slowly lifted his gaze skyward, as if measuring time before deliberately lowering his eyes back to Logan with a calm that was more unnerving than the gun itself. You will regret every word. Logan smiled, unmoving. I highly doubt it. His finger rested on the trigger. He breathed like a cornered beast, but he was the one with the gun, the control, the authority, or so he believed. The man in front of him remained still, not trembling, not backing down. His silence was a challenge, and it sickened Logan. Just a few yards away, a woman inside a grocery store held her phone hidden behind the glass door. Her voice was urgent, low, but clear. He's pointing a gun at an unarmed man. Yes, a pistol. No, there's no provocation. The officer is shouting horrible things. I don't know who the man is, but please come quickly. This is going to end badly. Logan knew nothing of that call. The man's hands remained still, his gaze fixed on the officers as if waiting for something to break. Perhaps his patience, or the trigger. And it broke. I've had enough of you, you damn, Logan shrieked. Beside himself. You're just a pest to society. And without warning he fired. The detonation ripped through the air, like a whip crack. The man took a step, back from the impact. The shot had struck his left shoulder. His blazer, instantly soaked crimson. He dropped to his knees with a deep groan, a sound, more of containment than pain. Clutching his wound with his other hand, gritting his teeth. Logan looked down at him as if he had just squashed an annoying insect. There, that'll teach you to show some respect. Trush. The street fell, utterly silent. Only the distant wail of an ambulance and the rapidly approaching sirens of several patrol cars could be heard. Logan didn't react. Immediately. He was breathing heavily, his weapon still raised, staring at the man on the ground as if he couldn't believe it wasn't over yet. Then he heard his patrol car radio squawk, an agitated voice crackling through. Unit 34, put down your weapon. I repeat, put down your weapon immediately. Logan frowned, confused for the first time, taking a step back and looking both ways. The sirens were upon them. Lights reflected off storefronts. Tires squealed as two patrol cars and an unmarked van screeched to a halt. Several agents spilled out, all armed, all pointing not at the wounded man but at Logan. On the ground, Price now. Drop the weapon. Drop it. You've got a man. Wounded. That's an illegal shot. Logan looked around, bewildered. His hand remained firm on the pistol. He took another step back, then another. He couldn't believe it. What the hell are you doing? He's the suspect. He's a damn black man. I'm the law here on the ground. Everyone shouted in unison. Wait a second. Tell us where you are watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Stories Abode for more stories like this. And on the pavement, the injured man slowly lifted his head, and for the first time smiled. Logan stood, gun still raised, surrounded by police officers now pointing their weapons at him. The world seemed to spin, upside down. You're crazy, he yelled. He's a black man in a suit. That doesn't make him innocent. You don't know who I am. One of the agents, his bulletproof vest straining with adrenaline, approached slowly. He gritted his teeth and barked, "Put the weapon down, Price, right now. You're under arrest for excessive use of force and unjustified shooting against an unarmed civilian." He wasn't just any civilian, Logan shouted back, taking another step. Those black guys are scum. They act educated, but they're all the same. He provoked me on the ground. Another agent bellowed. Last warning. Logan trembled, not from fear, but from a raging fury, an ancient hatred he no longer knew when it had first taken root within him. On the ground, the man was bleeding. His left blazer was soaked. He tried to move but struggled. Pain etched on his face, yet his eyes remained fiercely alert. One of the agents, not aiming at Logan, ran to him, knelt, and began to check the wound. We need to get him out of here now. He yelled to the others. The shot grazed his lung. I need an ambulance in 2 minutes or less. But the man clutched the agent's arm tightly, panting, "No. Wait, sir. You need to stay still. The man looked up, and though his voice was low, every word resonated with authority. Call Chief Richardson. Tell him I'm the one who signed the federal order against Precinct 8? The man lay on the pavement, bleeding but calm. Officer. Logan Price blinked in confusion. What the hell did you just say? He demanded. The man smiled faintly. You pointed a gun at me, insulted me, shot me without even knowing who I was. Now you'll pay? For every second. Logan took a shaky step back. No, you're lying. You can't be part of the government. You're just a black guy in a suit.